You may not care that this street is to be turned into a gigantic Dundrum shopping centre. Well, the essential difference is that we care. That's what counts. We care.
No time for chat. This is serious business.
If we do not stop the government from abandoning this sacred site, then we can bring our children and our grandchildren here, and school teachers can bring their students here and tell them of the heroic deeds that happened in this place. And we can say the following: in the toilets of Burger King, the injured James Connolly was eased through the walls of 10 Moore Street as the rebels burrowed their way through the walls of this terrace in 1916. They could also say it was up here in Dunkin' Donuts that the great O'Reilly led his charge against the British barricade and wrote his last letter to his wife and family. Or they could say it was here in front of Marks and Spencer's that Nurse Elizabeth O'Farrell carried the white flag of surrender. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine anything as absurd as this? Could you imagine this happening to the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam? No, because a civilized state with a civilized government respects its own history. And let us be quite clear, chartered lands cannot now develop this site. It is in the hands of NAMA, and if it is in the hands of NAMA, it is in the hands of the state, and the state is supposed to represent us. But the state are presenting chartered lands with €5 million of your money, of taxpayers' money, to put a museum here, which will be dwarfed by a huge shopping mall. All of the buildings in this terrace are connected to 1916.
The National Museum, the experts in the area. So we have one arm of the state through NAMA about to demolish with your money, with public money, the battlefield site that another arm of the state, the National Museum say is the most important site in modern Irish history. 5 million of public monies. We could set up a volunteer force of workers who would do that work for nothing. This is the greatest planning scandal since the lamentable failure to protect Wood Quay. And let this message go out to Moore Street today. That one Wood Quay is quite enough in one generation. We lost Wood Quay. We have no intention of losing the most historic battlefield site in modern Irish history. So say the National Museum.
But now, as the centenary of the 1916 fast approaches, we are in a worse position than ever, because the Minister has handed over this site, lock, stock and barrel, back into the hands of the developer Chartered Lands. A developer who owes €2.8 billion to the state, the highest debtor in NAMA. But the state are presenting Chartered Lands with €5 million of your money, of taxpayers' money, to put a museum here, which will be dwarfed by a huge shopping mall. All of the buildings in this terrace are connected to 1916.
So let the message be clear. Let the message that was sent out 10 years ago when the planners stood by and allowed a planning application be put in to destroy this entire area. Let the message go out again today. You failed in your duty to protect the public interest then. On board Penala, you failed in your public duty to protect the public interest at the board Penala hearing. The Minister has failed in his public duty to protect and preserve this entire site by giving consent to the developer to restore 4 buildings while he levels everything around them.
Paddy Kearney wrote this song, and he wrote it in 1912, I think. He wrote it in English, it was translated into Irish later. Heaney put the music to it. Heaney died in poverty, never got a penny for it. This song was actually sung in 1916 by some of the volunteers. I'm going to sing the first verse, and then I want you all to join in with me on the chorus, if you would. Remember, we're standing on the street where blood was shed. People actually died in the street, and Rahali died just around the corner up there. Duhnogli kare mak briver kjolver Arjin knaif go bokak taij San sped ga minrel togog Is fun for fuivra shen chun glo Ga chun var glevrif jaktan lo bhFiann squeeve Nahi her shall if canig Amharán bhFiann Shena lich Rafael Atá bhFiann egerin Breatnach slú Hardiman equin Fhi bhFiann Shanchir Shincher Fasto Niot for Pinchir Anna Pindrel Not the Hinsa Vanet Will Legan Havel Con Bosch no Sil Legan Ishkreoch Filavach na Beler Shark of Konig Hardiman.
Let us be reminded, the Ronan jail was saved by a small body of active people. A small body of committed, active people.
This must not be allowed to happen. We've lost too much in this country. This must not allowed to be happening. My grandfather would be very proud of you all for coming down here today, and I certainly am, as well as the campaigners.
I am stretched on your grave and will lie there forever. Were your hands held in mine, I'd be sure we'd not sever. My apple tree, my brightness, it's time we were together, for I smell of the earth and am worn by the weather. When my family thinks that I'm safe in my
Marcus
bed,
Howard, test 1, 2, 3.
Until morning, I'm stretched at your head.